Lingo. Can you, if you need to record anything, just let me know.
Yeah, sure,
And
sure, sure. I have started the recording.
thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yeah, so let's give them a few more minutes for more people to join us.
Ella, we have already 15 people in the chat now. I guess we can start.
Very good. Thank you. First of all, let me make sure that everybody can see my screen. I'm sharing this content right now. You guys can see it, right?
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your precious time and joining us on this activity. Our topic today is about what has COVID-19 brought to us. We all know that right now COVID-19 has been raging all over the globe. It is actually impacting literally every single human being in the world. And we did some analysis, and there are socially we there are so many perspectives from our lives that has been impacted. Uh, for starters, let's say healthcare. There are also challenges in the diagnosis, quarantine, and treatment of suspected or confirmed cases. And there's also a very high burden of the functioning of the existing medical system. And also we have patients with other disease and health problems, and they are also getting neglected. There's also overload on doctors and other healthcare professionals who are at very high risk, overloading of medical shops, requirements for high protection, disruption of medical supply chain, etc. Other perspective, we have economic, for example, like slowing down of the manufacturing of essential goods, disrupt of the supply chain of the products, also losses in national and international business, poor cash flow in the market, significant slowing down in the revenue growth. This, I guess, everybody can see that in the current situation from the globe, and also socially. Um, Service sector is not being able to provide their proper service. Cancellation or postponement of large-scale sports and tournaments, evidently. Avoiding the national and international traveling and cancellation of services. Disruption of celebration of culture, religious and festive events. Undue stress among the population. Social distancing. This is very important with our peers and family members. Closure of hotels, restaurants, and religious places to avoid a lot of people get together and get affected. Closure of places for entertainment such as movie and play theater, sports club, gymnastics, swimming pools, and so on. Also, postponement of examinations. I guess those are all the things that has been impacting from the society perspective. Why our society has been impacted. How does COVID-19 affect each of everyone's life? That's what we are here to discuss. So, our agenda today that we have conducted a survey, thanks to those people who have provided their responses, and uh, and then we will go to talk about how we actually feel about it. There's some other video sharing and stuff, and also we have some experts. They are here to share their experiences and their feelings. And And in the last step, we will talk about what do you think. Okay, so let's move on to the survey part. Let me share my screen. So this is a survey that we have conducted. So far we have 98 responses, and the result here is that we can see that both our life and work has been impacted severely. So we can see that 12% saying that life is impacted, and 1% is only work is impacted, and we have 74% that both life and work are impacted, and we also have 12% saying that actually no impact. I'm very interested in this part. The second, we can say that from this question is about whether this impact of on our life and work is in a good way or a bad way. We can see that most of them are actually feeling is terrible, but there are still some people can see the bright side of this pandemic. Probably they're getting more chances to spend to stay with their family or loved ones, or they see other opportunities during this pandemic. Also, we also wanted to say what are the biggest changes because of the COVID-19. So we can say our actually the we cover physical health, mental health, or whether it's inconvenient of going out, whether some areas probably have to wear a mask all the time whenever you go out. Life quality is getting lower because of not able to go out frequently or have to wear masks or any other constraints. And we also have this option not able to travel freely. I think this is impacting, at least this is impacting my life very hugely. Also, we have to work from home a lot, and some other probably some other changes. We can see from the data that most of us actually being impacted because of the traveling issue. I guess a lot of us are enjoying travel a lot and not able to travel freely. This is the biggest impact or change. And also we have the option that we have to wear masks. For example, right now in Hong Kong, at least whenever you go out, you have to wear a mask. And also inconvenient of going out. Probably there's some constraints not allowing people to go out. Yeah, definitely. And those are the top three options here. You can see, and also saying about the changes, but we can also see there are opportunities because of the COVID-19. And for example, like traditional work style changed to online working, and the expanded data collection, like health code or travel history, or expanded employee role as a social safety net. Transaction from designing for efficiency to designing for resilience. Separation of critical thinking and roles. And we also have another one: be more aware that things can change rapidly. And we have other options as well. The major opportunities that we see is actually about the traditional working style change to online working, which we have 48 votes. And the second one is be aware that things can change rapidly. Yeah, definitely, because before COVID-19, there's there's never such an event that can affect everybody on the planet so deeply. And also we have another probably thinking that we can do, like what are we learning? What can we learn from this pandemic? For example, like as company, we probably can say that online working or from personal perspective, online working is more effective because you the time that you spend on the road is less, and then you can focus more. Also, we have humans are small and fragile in front of nature. Yeah, before this, we definitely this is very true. And also, we need to be more aware that taking care of ourselves, living a life, is the most important thing. Definitely, I cannot agree more. Okay, so enough about the introduction. I will hand over to our next presenter, who will tell you a lot about the other sharings. And yeah, Holly, over to you.
Thank you so much, Ella. So I guess to make it more on a personal level for you guys, we've actually interviewed a few colleagues from Hong Kong and China, and we've also created a video to show you guys what the impacts are actually for them professionally, whether it be professionally or personally. So let me just share the video. I think, can you guys see my screen?
No, it's black.
Oh, I think once I press play.
From my perspective, COVID-19 has changed certain things for good and certain things are not that good, especially when we talk about work. And because we are working with a lot of agile transformation projects, so all these collaboration tools that we now use are actually helping with work. Now, if you ask me from personal perspective, it's definitely changed a lot of things for worse. We are not able to go to friends and family, enjoy the time, not able to go outside and do a lot of activities that we would regularly do. Especially, I have a small daughter at home, so she is not able to enjoy with me going to parks, etc. So I think that has definitely impacted personal life.
So what COVID-19 actually impacted on from the work wise is so as a designer we used to work somewhere else, like we used to work in cafe or we used to work at home, or then at the time before the COVID-19 we always have the questions with the other team members or maybe with the management. They always have this kind of questions: can you just come back to work, or can you just come back to the office? But then because of COVID-19, everybody right now is actually getting used to work from home. And
其實我覺得 COVID-19 對於我嚟講影響都幾大嘅，因為可以見到屋企人啦，因為 COVID-19 時候大家個見面會少啲啦，但係反而個關心啊，對佢哋嘅 care 會多啲。
This is Tim from China BA Shenzhen team. This year we had less opportunity to travel around, so I decided to do some time traveling to amuse myself. I selected 19th century as my destination and explored the books and paintings during that time. Hopefully this idea also lighten you up.
Hi, this is Calvin. I'm a BA in Shenzhen office. Speaking of the impact of COVID-19 to me, I think the most notable one is that I gained 6 kilos weight. And after that, I realized how important health is. So soon after the China has got it under control and reopened everything, I started to practice Kendo and found it very interesting and challenging. So to me personally, I think the pandemic doesn't have much impact to me.
Hi, this is Michael, JavaScript engineer from Yifang Suzhou.
Hi, this is Henry, also from Suzhou.
The pandemic impacted my life in a good way. I spent a lot of time staying at home with family, and I didn't really have to drive to office every day, which is good. And also, I found a perfect excuse to not go shopping with my girlfriend.
So I don't think the pandemic impacted me too much. Yeah, I was both in work and life because if I cannot physically go out that often, but I can stay at home and play games with my kids and enjoy the family time. That's good for me. And for work, I think we have a lot of tools we can use to work work environment. And after a short time pandemic, we can come to the office and enjoy the office time with our colleagues. It's pretty good. Not too much impact also.
All right, so I hope that was quite fruitful for you to see what the impact has been for some of our colleagues in Hong Kong and China. So next up, actually, we have an expert sharing with 3 of our experts, 1 in Hong Kong and 2 from China. So first up, we will have Andrew Lam, who's from Hong Kong, and he's in the banking industry. So he'll share with us what has COVID-19 actually impacted him on in his industry professionally. Over to you, Andrew. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yeah. Andrew, maybe you need to speak louder. Just here, it's not. Yeah. Can you?
All right. So is it better now?
Oh, better. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So okay. Right now I have I am working in a UBS project, but so far my teammates used to work remotely from home. So actually the impact is not that big, but personally I let the chance to I do not have much chance to meet our teammates in the office, so I'm still not get used to it because of the lacking in-person interaction. But for the because my duty are to support the development and to support the release and the launch. So basically this is not affected because from the business perspective, they still need to run the roadmap to get the new features to launch to meet the market demand. And even though many customers are staying at home all the time, but their investment need or their wealth management requests are still robust. So that's why we still need to develop our features in good quality and to meet the timeline. A little bit challenge for developers in my team is that some of us may not have a good internet connection, or they lack the space for work at home. So at the initial stage of the knockdown, many of us need to buy a better router or to allocate more space for working. Luckily, we had subsidies for that from the client. So far, say after months of delivery and working, so from the IT development's perspective, it is okay. So we are still confident to reach the objective of the team by the year end. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all from my experience on the UBS. But as I know that in Hong Kong, many financial institutions are running in AB mode. Say they are splitting the team to two sub-teams, and one of the sub-team is asked to come to work in the office, while the another sub-team is asked to work from home. And because of this, the quality of the service, especially those customer facings, will be impacted. So especially for some banking services which require the due diligence or the back and forth of the document, and also for those service required, say, interactions with regulatory bodies, then the turnaround time would take much longer. Yeah. So I think this kind of impact is unavoidable, and but in Hong Kong, people are quite adaptive, and they realize this kind of impact. So from my observations, I think Hong Kong customers are more patient, so they would allocate more buffer time and to make sure that all the documents and are well prepared at the time they make the applications to the bank, and they are becoming more patient as well. Yeah. So I think that's all my 2 cents. Yeah, from my work experience and from my individual customers' point of view.
Thank you for your sharing, Andrew. I'm sure most of us also share some of these similarities and difficulties that we face at work, whether we be in Hong Kong, somewhere in Europe, etc. So next up, actually, we also have a colleague who's from Shenzhen, and he is also from the banking industry. So let's see if Calvin, if he wants to share, or if there's any differences working in the same industry but in a different location. So Calvin, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. So hi everyone, this is Calvin. I'm the BA of EPAN Digital Banking team in Shenzhen. So I'm glad to be here today to share what is one of our response to the COVID-19 situation, which is to build a digital bank. So what we discovered is that long before the pandemic, we think the time to build open a digital bank is now. So why is that? So let's try to remember when was the last time you visited a bank. So how's the experience? And do you really think that you need to be there? I think for most of us, the answer is the experience not good enough, and you think you should be able to bank without being in the branch. So actually from last year, long before the pandemic, there are more and more banks or fintech startups came to us looking for solutions about digital banks. Especially now after the COVID-19, traditional banks now more than ever wanted to digitalize their banking business so that their client can access them from anywhere at any time. So to me, I already canceled my bank accounts with other banks and left with only one bank because it has the most powerful and user-friendly app, which I can handle almost all my banking needs without visiting any branches. So this actually, from a client's perspective, explains why digital bank is the trend now and how it can maintain your client. So another key reason I can think of is banks need to act fast enough to stay in the race. So actually, my previous employer is a very traditional international bank. And I'm not sure if other banks face the same problem or not, but the one I worked clearly knows that they have this issue, that they are not acting fast enough to compete with their rivals. This might be caused by some various reasons, like regulation restrictions, communication gap in some very large organizations. But as a BA, I also noticed that heavy legacy system also held back many changes. So when trying to digitalize banking business, I personally believe that a new and lightweight solution should be considered. And that's actually what we do in Shenzhen here at IPAN. So we started out with a 8-week sprint to create a POC in combination with Thought Machine and Google Cloud. So what we come up with is our imagine of what the future of digital bank could be. So Thought Machine is the core banking system which will provide basic banking capabilities, like creating some products and create accounts and recording balance, etc. So of course, what we build has some traditional banking features like opening account, deposit money, make payment, and apply for loan, etc. But we are also trying to provide some extra features like giving the room for flexible design and incentive customer onboarding to attract more customers, and also made the account sociable by developing features like share bills, etc. And most importantly, powered by the cloud and Thought Machine, we are able to rapidly experiment the capabilities. So basically, that's what we saw as an opportunity and our response to the COVID-19 situation here. Thank you.
Thank you for your sharing, Calvin. I'm sure it's also very interesting for most of us to learn about the digital banking industry in China as well, for those who aren't currently in this industry. So thank you for sharing. So next up, we have Kailina, who is from the luxury products industry. So thank you, Kailina. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Kailina from Shenzhen. So I'm currently working in our luxury brand project. And you know that currently the luxury market has taken a big hit during the COVID-19. So because consumers are spending more time at home instead of going outside, right? But human nature doesn't change. People still like to spend money, and luxury consumers still seek for better ways to buy luxury products. So to achieve the non-touch services and increase the sales amount, the customer side decided to build a new feature which can coordinate with WeChat, because right now every Chinese consumers are using WeChat. So they decided to build a WeChat Work mini program to handle this situation. I can share you a short scenario about how to use this mini program. So for example, when a consumer contacts the sales associates from WeChat and say that she would like to buy a product, for example, like a bag, so the sales associate can log into the WeChat Work and use the media program to create an order for this consumer. For example, like they can select the products that the consumer would like to buy and enter the amount and then generate the order directly sent to the consumer's WeChat. Then the consumer can check to see whether the order information is correct and confirm it, and then they can directly pay using WeChat Pay, which currently we often use WeChat Pay in our daily life. So through this new feature, you can see that the luxury consumers can quickly buy a luxury product without going outside. They can just directly contact the sales associate from their brand side, and then still they can experience the VIP service online. So I think that COVID-19 also bring the luxury brand some new challenges and new opportunities. So I also receive more and more projects regarding WeChat. They would like to build new features to handle the COVID-19 situation. And this is the opportunities that I can see from the COVID-19 period. And yeah, that's my sharing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Karina, and to Calvin and Andrew, who's volunteered to become our experts in sharing what has happened during this COVID period. So next up, actually, we would like to have participation from all of us in this group right now. So I will pass it to Luna, and we'll do some more interactive activities from this experience. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Holly. So before I get started, do you have any question regarding our first three part? Just raise your hands or unmute yourself.
Hello, Luna. This is Sally. I have some question for Calvin because I'm more interested in digital bank. So, first question. So, Calvin, can you please share with us some of our competitors, like which company is also doing the model bank, and what will be their strengths and weaknesses? And also, I want to know, is there any progress or status from our competitors?
Okay, so for the competitors, I can think of WeBank here in China. And I also know that the Standard Charter has their plan to build a digital bank by themselves. But that, I think, has already taken too long for them, like 2 years. And I don't know the current progress now. But I think the competitor of digital bank is not just another digital bank. They could be other fintech company like Mayi or Alipay or Lufax, Lujingsuo, or maybe even some traditional banks could be a very strong rival of digital bank if they could provide attractive service or products.
Okay, thanks. Sorry, I have one more question. So does it mean that the traditional bank will be replaced by model bank in some day near the future? Or we should say that it's still difficult for the traditional bank being replaced by model bank because there's still some considerations or blockers. Can you have some comment on it?
First of all, I don't think digital bank is a rival of the traditional bank, because traditional bank can be transformed into digital banks if they digitalize their business. So I think so. Take what we've built as an example. It has a lightweight system. It can introduce new products in a very short time. But traditional banks has their advantage, which is that they have their I think more financial products to their clients, and they have much bigger client bases. So I don't think they are rivals to each other.
Got it. Thank you. No more question from my side.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sally. Thank you for your question, and thank you, Kevin, for the sharing. So, audience, if you have more questions regarding the digital bank, welcome to reach out to Kevin. So, I think let's move to the next part. Okay, so we have a briefing on how e-commerce from different sides tell how COVID-19 impact both life and work. But I think there must be some different feeling or interesting angles from our dearest audience to share. So let's go to the last part. What do you think? Before we start the discussion session, I would like to invite all of you to join a very simple interaction game. So let me share my screen. Okay, so guys, can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, thank you, Lingo. So, ladies and gentlemen, please open the browser and go to www.menti.com and use the code 4398932 to answer the question. It's quite interesting. Don't be nervous. So the first question comes to, whom do you stay with when you work from home? Yeah, we have one answer already. So let me see. Five answers. 6. Wow. We have 8 now. So any more? Wow, cool. So we have 50% work from home alone. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. And we have now 17% work from home with beloved. Oh, increasing more. Yeah, I'm jealous, to be honest. And we have some staff work from home with the pets. Yeah, that's good. And we also have other staff work from home with the parents. Yeah, okay. So thank you for the answer. So I think let's move to the next question. Okay, second question. When you work from home, how frequent do you get out of the room? Quite interesting, huh? Do you never go out, or what is the frequency? Let's see. Okay, oh, most of audience left out the room within 1 to 4 hours, and we have 30% never go, seldom go. Never go out. We have someone never go out. I'm quite interesting. Who is that? Can you raise your hand? I think we are quite focused on work, right? Who is that? Kelvin, is that you?
Oh, yeah. No,
No? Okay.
I choose less than 1 hour.
Oh, yeah. You are the 7%. Okay, cool. So thank you for the first 2 questions. So let's move to the second part. Because of the system construction, so I have to lift it in 2 parts. So please go back to the first page and use the new code 5545509 to answer the next 2 questions. Yeah, thank you. So the third question goes to, what do you often wear when you work from home? So we got the work from home fashions now, right? Let's see. I'm quite pretty close to this fashion, to be honest. Okay, we have 5 answers now. Let's see. So we have 12 answers now, and even 42% often wear pajamas, right? So we are the same one. Quite interesting. So first we have formal wear, I mean the upper part, 70%. So who are the persons who wear formal wear when you work from home?
I am.
Wow, lingo. So, well, you are
Yeah,
quite professional.
because I have to have some meeting with the clients, and generally I need to show myself, so it's better to wear some formal wear. Yeah, top, right?
Yeah, show you goodness from the camera, right? So
Yep.
we see quite interesting answer. So who are the one wearing number 5 perfume when you work from home? So interesting on that. Who? A lady or a gentleman? Oh, so this is a Miss Secret? Okay, fine. Thank you for your answer. Yeah, so that's the first part. Let me stop this. Okay. Okay. So after the warm up, the game, so we know how every one of you act when you work from home. So it's time to share our thoughts on what opportunity we can see from this pandemic. So please allow me to start sharing my land first. And I'd like to share something about the intelligence, business intelligence for the expanded data collection and the commercial transaction. So let me start from this screenshot first. This is actually my own screenshot, the record in this October when I back from the national holiday that I submit to the corporate system to show what is my travel history. So you can see I have been to 3 cities. So I think this is the first part. For the expanded data collection, we have to submit more than the traditional one. So, and even regarding this, we have some healthy code to submit, right? So you can see that from the first thing is that before the pandemic, the enterprise most monitoring on the employees through methods such as the virtual clock in and out, like tracking work, computer usage, or some emails, internal communications, the chat, or some productivity record. So other monitor employee engagement and well-being will be better to understand the employee experience, like the UPSA in our company, right? So after the COVID-19, the new monitoring way may change to remote workers. So we may collect more information like the employee health and safety data. For example, what we submit every time from the history, we have to submit the healthy code, the travel history. So this is another page that I just from our Baidu research. So when I type in this keyword like the COVID-19, the China, the travel history, the record. So this kind of keywords, we can see that there are so many different solutions on how to track our travel history and how we use this record, this data to protect, to define who is the scope to protect the COVID-19 pandemic, to explaining and increasing. So this is what China doing, have this kind of different solutions. And another one I want to share with you is that because when I go to the different place within my holiday, so I have to submit a different healthy code. Yeah, like you can see that we have even 31 healthy code from different regions within China mainland. So it is quite, I think, when I have to submit this, I think, oh my God, can we have this centralized, or can we have some easy way to submit this kind of record? So this is what I think, and what I see the opportunity from the data collection. The first one I think is that there might be some new tech or business function on data monitoring and user usage from the business intelligence perspective. And the second thing I think is that, so we have to submit this healthy code and travel history, but this is quite privacy, right? So maybe we need to make sure to follow this best practice or to responsible and compliance uses for the employee information and analytics. So this is what I want to share first with you, and I can see from this COVID-19 pandemic, what I can see the opportunities through this. So before I go to the next part, commercial transaction, anyone want to echo or talk about this topic?
I can share something. It's not really, not really like the business intelligence part, but I just share something from the catering service, as my project involves some of them. So as I can see that when the pandemic starts, I see one type of people, they are not restrained from the situation. Those are the delivery guys. If you remember, most of the times our lives depends on them, right? You need to order some take out foods, or you need to order some grocery, so it really depends on the delivery guy. So I see that from the catering service, from the food and beverage, that you will see actually delivery has become a very crucial part for them to continue the business. And I also see one different way to make to serve the people is that I see some like lunchbox vending machine in the shopping mall or in the buildings, not in China, not I see, but in some in Hong Kong. So actually people can order food from the application, and then the food will be delivered to the vending machine, and then the customer, they can use the passcode to open the vending machine and get that lunchbox. So I can see that this is one of the way that the industry or the technology help the industry to fight the situation and get the business going. Yeah, that's it from me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lingo. So Ella?
Yes, perhaps I can share something relating to the business that I'm currently working on right now. I mean, from the project wise, it's like Andrew just said. We all the most of the project team, the organizations, they have a way to deal with the COVID-19 situation. For example, like the AB group, one group in office, another group in at home, and then switch the next week. That's totally yeah, like every organization would have their own way of dealing with this. What I wanted to share actually is about the business itself. So currently I'm my project right now is in domain, which is about to check all the matches or tournaments around the globe, and then people probably they wanted to gamble or check the like winning status of each match or stuff like that. So it's very interesting to know that during this whole pandemic, the gambling business is not, it's not like everybody think that it will go down because people cannot go out. Actually, it's going up. The revenue, I think it, as far as I know, the from the business side is going up like by at least 40%, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the most impact on people's life here is because the activities are limited. You're not allowed to go out to swim or to gym or stuff like that. So a lot of people might spend more time online, like and gambling probably is one of them. And actually this is changing how people are interacting or how they what are the activities they do on a daily basis. This is also interesting. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ella. So I think the gambling makes people have more fun when we cannot go out, right? Okay. So yeah, I have same sharing with you. Actually, it's article from McKinsey that a post-COVID-19 commercial recovery strategy for the B2B companies. So this article mainly talking about very interesting, significant that after the COVID-19, so the commercial industry actually not impact quite more. They have new transition from the you can see that traditional commercial to the online one. So they have identified new increase from the, you can see that from the in-person sale to transition to the phone interactions or the online chat with the customer, the e-commerce product and the service sold directly online. So this is quite interesting that they have this kind of transition, and after this transition, they have actually quite increasing growth. So this is quite interesting, huh? Quite similar to the gambling. Yeah, so and after this one, so the article tell about that. So 65% of survey respond that after the April that the new go-to-market models were equally or more effective in reaching customers than their formal sales method. Yeah, this is quite good. So I think after the pandemic or the post-pandemic, we need to have some new opportunity and the focus transition from the formal one to the new one. So this is quite, maybe we have suffered something, but we also can see some new great opportunities can excite us. So if you are interested in this article, I can share the hyperlink in the chat as well. So anyone have the question regarding this one? Actually, I see their showroom. I think ePaymers got the showroom as well. So I think we are also go fast before the pandemic and after it. So let me just share it in the chat. Okay. So I think that's my sharing and what I see the opportunity from the pandemic. So anyone want to share more? Just unmute yourself. Do we have any volunteer?
Well, I just read a very interesting news from this morning regarding, now it's like winter, right? So actually before this, I mean, before this time, before the autumn, before the fall, many countries has opened, like, or just reduce their restriction for people to go out, for people to do their daily work. But ever since the autumn, like October or something, we see some increased confirmed cases, infected cases. So many countries has resumed their restriction on people activities. But this is very bad for those who are running the skiing service, like in the Switzerland, France, and some other European countries. So I just heard the news this morning, like Switzerland is not like other countries, not like other European countries. They do not restrict people going to the ski, to playing ski, to skiing. So there's one town in France. They just say that they actually hang on or hoist the flag of the Switzerland country flag. So they want to protest because they want to have the service resume. So I'm not sure whether this is a way to recover, but it seems like we are in this intersection that we need to choose between business and health. But we can think of many ways, and with so many talented people and with the technology, that we probably can think of ways to get the business back to normal, at least like previously that we cannot go to the movie, cannot go to the cinema, but now I'm planning to go to the cinema this month to see some movie now.
Yeah, can I ask what movie?
Yeah, probably I will go to see that the Wonder Woman soon.
Wow, good. Okay, so thank you, Lingo. Is that all you want to sharing?
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So I think we are maybe run out of time. So anyone want to share more? Okay, so silence means we are all okay with the current situation and looking forward to what we will get from the future opportunity, right? Okay, cool. So I think that's all for today's sharing. So I will pass to Lingo. So maybe you can have a good recap or something.
Well, thank you all for joining this session. This is actually the SET conference activity, but I'm not sure whether you know whether you have registered to the SET conference. That actually the time, actually this activity will be showing in the BA booth from on December 4th. So thank you all for joining this activity. Thank you all for participating in the SET conference in APAC. And I really appreciate your participation and your sharing. Thank you, Andrew, Kelvin, and Kalina. Thank you, Luna, Ella, and Holly, and Sally. Thank you. So I guess should be the end then. We can end early.
Yeah, I enjoyed this sharing. Yes, it's useful as well. And thanks for running this. Yeah, and then see you all. Bye bye.
See you. Thank you.
Thank you. See you. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.